amazing people, so this is your girl Pooja back again with another amazing video. And as you might already be knowing that in May we basically celebrate the mental health awareness month. So I have bought for you guys 5 essential reads for this month. So without any further ado, I will quickly dive into the video where I'm gonna recommend you guys 5 amazing books on mental health and related issues. So let's dive in. So the very first book that I have in my list is the one that you most probably would have already heard. It's Girl in Pieces. So I think this is one of the most painful yet painfully beautiful book that I have ever read. It's the story of a 17-year-old Charlie who has lost everything in her life and she found her calm by cutting herself. I think that was an angle that a lot of book covers, and yet every time I read about people cutting themselves just to feel the physical pain rather than the emotional pain, it's just heartbreaking. So while you read this book, you are not just gonna cry for her, you are gonna cry for really how doomed our human brain is. Like, it is written in an easy language and the storyline is painful yet really beautiful. So give it a go if this topic sounds interesting to you. The next book that I have in my list is Life Sucks, Get Used to It by Muhammad Zubair. So this is not really a very famous book, but while trying to find some good books I came across it, and when I read it, it was funny, literally funny. Like, the sarcasm is gonna completely catch up with you. So this book is mostly, as I would quote the blurb, is anti-self-help. Like, this book explores how life sucks and it's it's time that we accept it and really move on without dwelling on the part where you just keep on thinking about the problems. So talking from a mental health perspective, many of the psychologists usually say that before you move on from something, you need to totally accept the fact and accept the emotions that come with it. So I think from that angle, I literally connected that book with the mental health part, and for me, I really like this one, especially the anti-self-help part. So if this interests you, then do give it a read. The next book that I have in my list is The Strength in Our Scars. And before I talk about the book, I must say this has one of the most beautiful covers out there. So this book is mostly about healing from your past traumas, childhood traumas, about healing from self-restrictions that we put on ourselves. I mean, after a really bad day, this book is something that you would like to read to heal from the exhaustion of the day. And I think this was really warm and encouraging, and above all, it's written in the form of short poems and prose and verses. And I think short reads are the one that are most comforting, and it's calming above all. So I think you should certainly give it a read, just for fun maybe, I don't know, just give it a read and you are not going to regret it. So the next book that I have in my list of recommendations is How It Feels to Float. If you are someone who likes young adult reads with a mental health touch to it, then you are totally gonna love it. If you are someone who loves all the bright places and books like The Tragic Kind of Wonderful, you are absolutely gonna fall for this book. So this is about Beth's life and about how a teenage really feels half the time. And being a teenager myself, this book was really connecting, and the whole mental health topic that this book has explored from the angle was, I think, encouraging in some ways to teenagers. It can be a little depressive at times, but at the end, I think reading this book has been a very beautiful experience for me. It's written in a very easy language, the flow is smooth, the story is beautiful, and you might absolutely love all the books that I suggest. So go give it a read. The next book that I have in my list of today's recommendation is something that I wasn't sure whether I was gonna add or not, and even right now when I'm really shooting the video, I'm not sure whether I really want to bring this book up or not. That's because when you are reading about some sensitive topic like mental health, it's important that you keep an open mind to all the characters you are reading about or everything you are reading about. And this book kind of felt deceptive to a point where I kind of hated a character, and later I realized that I'm hating her and that is putting an impact on the message that this book want to give. But I don't know, so I wasn't sure, but I'm still recommending because it has a good storyline and something that I would like you guys to know about. So let me begin with the blurb. So this is about the story of Solomon, and he is agoraphobia. Agoraphobia basically means someone who is afraid to get out to a crowded zone or to get out from his home. So here his home is his heaven. It's about three friends, Solomon, Lisa. Then Lisa is a character who is a psychiatry student, and in Solomon she sees her research paper subject. So basically she tries to lure him into friendship with her. And I think this is the reason I say this book is deceptive, because I didn't like the way how Lisa got her way into the life of Solomon, and later when the truth resurfaces, everything starts to fall apart. I mean, as a teenager, I think a lot of things was connectable in this book, but at the same time, I think there was something that I couldn't connect to in this book, yet I think this was beautifully written, and as a literature, this book was really good. And at the same time, as I said, I would like people to know more about agoraphobia. Like before reading this book, I knew what agoraphobia was, but exploring the mental health subject, a specific illness from the point of view of a character and how that person grows through everything, was a completely different experience for me as well. So if that interests you, do give this a read. So with this, I'm gonna end the video here. Like, I think all the books that I recommended in today's video were something that were different from each other. Like, since the last video that I made on mental health book, you can check that out in the I tab. So just go and check that book out. Those were literally some generic recommendation, but today's recommendation had a lot of diverse subject and things that I think people should know more about or make an effort to know more about. So if you like any of the books that I recommended today, do drop down a comment. Hope you like the video, so please click on the like button, and also don't forget to share this video with your friends and families and all your social media handles, and don't forget to tag me when you are sharing them. So if you are new to my channel, then don't forget to subscribe to it and hit the bell icon. With this, I'm gonna end this video here. This is Pooja signing off, and always remember to be consistently curious.